Greetings, I love iodine with another video discussing parasites. This video is just going to go over an article that was put out about a week ago where a couple in Hawaii had actually acquired a brain parasite known as the rat lungworm. Before we get started, I just want to make a comment about CNN. First off, this news was released on other news sources, as you can check out and verify yourself. Anyway, this was the first one I went to discussing this, and this is where we're going to go with it. Anyway, I do want to make a point that CNN puts out this article, and it was put out April 12th, and we see this picture here. This is not the type of parasite that the couple was infected with. This is actually a tapeworm called the Intestinal. And interesting, if we go to an article that CNN put out in January about a tapeworm that was infecting the U.S. salmon population, it's actually the second known species. It's not a maybe, so that's actually misleading. Anyway, regardless of which, this report was put out in 2017 based on a study that was conducted in 2013, and the results were just released in the February 2017 Journal of the CDC. So you can definitely check out my other video where I discuss that in more detail. I just want to say that maybe it would be better if the people that were writing this article would have showed the life cycle of the rat lungworm rather than just using the stock footage of a tapeworm for an article discussing a rat lungworm. Also, the other thing I want to note is the article that was discussing the fish tapeworm, which we have here, they're talking about a pork tapeworm, which is the Tinea solium. So it would be rather more important for people to know that there's many types of parasitic infections that can be acquired. Please check out my other videos where I talk about the ways we can acquire them so we can learn how to avoid them. We don't want to acquire them, but if you don't know the risk involved with eating raw fish or eating rare beef or medium rare beef, then you are doing yourself a disservice because you are putting yourself at risk. There's ways, of course, to mitigate those risks, but if you're unaware that's even a possibility, you're not going to be able to know how to do so. Anyway, check out my other videos, and I also have videos talking about foods and herbs that are naturally anti-parasitic, and I will be putting up some protocols as well, but I'm not making any suggestions on what people should do. I think if anybody thinks that they have a parasitic infection, first course of action would be go find a doctor and get tested and then make a decision based on that. Alright, so back to the one where the couple in Hawaii. So this is a rat lungworm, and it is transmitted by slugs and snails. So they actually grow, they grow actually larger, but they actually crawl around on their vegetables, especially in warmer climates like Hawaii. If you go to a restaurant or you eat somewhere that hasn't properly thoroughly washed the fruits and vegetables, then you do risk getting a parasitic infection. Not going to be too wanting to freak anybody out, but just imagine if you go somewhere and you get a nice salad, they didn't wash the thing, and they cover it with a lot of dressing, like a ranch dressing or something that is more opaque. You would never see if there was a baby little slug or something in there. I mean, it's just the fact of life. You have lots of different things. So just be mindful of that if you're going out to eat. Make sure you're going somewhere that actually is making sure that they're following all of the rules for food preparations and safety guidelines. Anyway, this is becoming more common, probably because we're actually shipping food all the way around the world. So this is just another one to be concerned about in the United States and the continental. Of course, Hawaii is part of the U.S. as well. And we are traveling to different places. There are no tests for this, so your doctor will not be able to give you a blood test. Also, many doctors are unaware that parasitic infections are a real issue in the United States. Most are under the misconception that this is a third world problem. It is not. As you can see if you check out my other videos, or even check out the information according to the WHO and the CDC, you can get the fish tapeworm and numerous other parasitic infections from eating raw fish, like sushi and sashimi. You can also get the pork tapeworm from eating undercooked pork, and the pork tapeworm is a very horrible one that can actually be transmitted from human to human. So if someone is infected and they don't properly wash their hands, they can give it to you. It's just something to be mindful of. Make sure you wash your hands, and make sure you thoroughly wash your fruits and vegetables, and make sure you're buying food from places that are properly preparing it. Just wanted to make a note on that. There's really not much else to say about that. You can check out this article. I'll put the article link in the description. Parasitic infections are very terrible, but if you do become infected, the best thing you can do is find out as soon as possible and get rid of it as soon as possible. The longer it's allowed to be in your body, the more damage it's going to do. Take it from me, who was infected with a tapeworm for over a decade, and no doctor ever suggested a parasitic infection as a cause of my health issues. The sooner you can get rid of it, the better. The longer it's there, the more difficult, and the more work you have to do to restore your nutrients. But there is hope. I mean, I made it through the other side as well. So just keep that in mind, that doctors aren't looking for that. They will treat the symptoms like they were trying to do with me, with my thyroid, and with my other issues. You can check out the videos where I talk about my symptoms. But I knew something else was wrong, that I wasn't just falling apart in my 30s for no particular reason, and I was right. Sad to say that it was a tapeworm, but at least I'm hopefully able to help other people with this information. That is my goal. Anyway, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'll be putting out more videos. I took a break for a while because I was actually doing a little parasite cleanse in the spring to make sure that everything is going pretty well, and that actually, does take a lot of time and a lot of effort, that I had to take a little break from this, and now I'm back. Anyway, hope everyone has a great day. Please check out this article if you're so interested, and please check out my other videos. I have some great videos talking about foods that are anti-parasitic and showing the science behind the herbs that are anti-parasitic as well. Anyway, please have a great day, and until the next video. Thanks. Peace.